Today we're going to have a look at those numbers for East Gwillimbury and see what they can tell us about what's going on in the market. So like my other videos, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the most current month we have for the stats in the Toronto Real Estate Board, which is June 2021. We're going to compare that with what happened a year ago in June 2020. And then of course we'll have a look at the month before in May 2021 as well. So if we look at June 2020 in East Gwillimbury, 59 total homes sold, and that was across all home types, so condos, semis, towns, links, detached, everything. Bear in mind, we were well into the COVID market at that point, so if you've been watching my videos from previous months, you'd see the number of sales per month in like May and April were down quite a bit, so we're starting to kind of get back to that normalcy there. Now, the May and June numbers I've broken out a little bit differently, so the total number of sales for the month are represented by the S, which is what this number is here. The N is for new listings that are coming on the market, and the A is for active listings, and active listings are what carries over into the next month. So not only what didn't sell, but what canceled, relisted, that kind of thing. So if you look at number of new listings coming on the market in May 2021 in East Gwillimbury, it was 116. Sales were 80 for the month, and the active listings that carried over into June was 81. Now, if we look at new listings for June, we were 98, 84 sales through the month, and 74 active listings, which carried into July. Now, this is a trend that we've been seeing. This is now the third month in a row where we're seeing the number of new listings coming on the market actually slow, and this is GTA wide. And also with that, now the interesting part is this, is in most other towns, if you've been watching my other videos, so if you look at like Newmarket, Aurora, Stouffville, you'll see that the actual number of sales during the month have actually slowed as well. So those markets are actually starting to slow down. East Gwillimbury is the one market that is just not slowing down, and you'll see that in my numbers going forward. So the carryover for the month, you're looking at 74. Now, if you look at average sale price across all home types, $1,088,000 a year ago, $1,290,000 in May 2021, currently trending at $1,331,000. Sales to new listings ratio, it refers to the absorption rate. It tells us out of the homes that are coming on the market, what is the percentage of them that are actually selling? So a year ago, 62.8%, 69% in May 2021, and a whopping 85.7% in June. So again, you look at number of new listings has declined. You're looking at the number of sales has actually climbed from the month prior, and the number of carryover has actually declined, and the buyer demand is still quite strong. So we're seeing that that absorption rate still, very seller focused at this point. So very competitive market in East Gwillimbury. Months of inventory refers to that if no other homes came on the market after today at the current rate of buying, how long would it take to deplete the inventory? So a year ago, 2 months of inventory, 1 month of inventory in May, currently 0.9. So again, when you look at these three stats, when you look at, again, number of listings coming on the market has come down, the number of sales for the month actually has gone up, and the active listings that are carrying over has actually gone down as well, and the absorption rate is still staying quite strong. That tells us buyer demand is still quite high. So that's a very competitive market. 85% is well into a seller's market at that point. And again, we have a reducing inventory, so the inventory levels are on the way down. So again, very, very healthy market on that. And as I said previously, that is sort of an anomaly. I do 6 town-specific market update videos each month, and East Gwillimbury is the only one that is performing like this at this point. So if we look at sale price to list price ratio, 97% of asking a year ago, 104.7% in May, currently trending at 104.6. So homes selling 4.6% over asking in East Gwillimbury in June. Days on market a year ago, 29. In May, 16, and 13 in June. So again, in other adjacent towns, what we're seeing is the days on market is actually starting to go back up. Inventory levels are actually starting to go back up. So East Gwillimbury is certainly still a very, very competitive market. So for buyers and sellers right now, for buyers, you're still going to face some heavy competition based on these figures in East Gwillimbury. So there are certainly some strategies that you might want to look at, possibly looking at some adjacent towns. But if it's East Gwillimbury that you're going to be in, what I would suggest, or that you want to be in, what I would suggest is maybe looking at some active listings, some carryover listings. So some older inventory that might be a little bit overpriced to the market or something like that. And just keeping an eye on, maybe see there's some opportunities there for you. For sellers right now, certainly based on these numbers, very, very active market. You can expect some very quick and heavy activity on your house. So you're probably, in terms of showings, you're probably going to be having a lot of dinners out. So I hope you found this information helpful. If I can answer any questions about it as it pertains to your house, or if you're thinking about making a change in 2021, I'd love to hear from you, and I will chat with you next month.